It's not a lie if you believe it. How's it? Welcome to Sports Center. We're in Los Angeles. He's Stan. I'm Neil. You know what I like about basketball?
What do you like about basketball, Neil?
It's 5 players on the floor functioning as one single unit. Team. No one more important than the other.
Yeah, but some players get more shine than others, Neil. And that's certainly the case with LeBron James and Zion Williamson, especially when they're on the same court as they were Friday night at Staples Center. Paul Pierce is going to join us momentarily for his breakdown. But first, let's check out some of the highlights between the Lakers and the Pelicans. Pelicans trying to break a 4-game losing streak. Lakers trying to extend a 4-game winning streak. Dennis Schroeder misses a 3-pointer. Josh Hart corrals the loose ball, then up top for Williamson. Pelicans will build the early lead. Later in the first, Pelicans up 8. Williamson. Right down Main Street into the mayor's office. He would continue to use his size to his advantage. Second quarter, Pelicans up 9. Williamson. He scored all his points in the paint so far this season, all of them. Pelicans go up double digits. Meanwhile, LeBron James impacting the game in other ways besides scoring. Delivers a near full-court pass to Montrezl Harrell, then finds Harrell again, finishes a layup off a pick and roll. Under 6 minutes to go in the half, Lakers down 10. Look at the pass to Schroeder. Great court vision to find him. James facilitating for the Lakers. Less than a minute later, his pass is deflected, but Anthony Davis gets it back to James, bucket, and the foul. First half, James 10 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Williamson 11 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Pelicans had a 1-point halftime lead. They led by as many as 15. Third quarter, Pelicans down 2. Williamson, double clutch and a big finish. Can we see that again, please? Thank you. $1:30 to play in the third. Lakers up 10. Kyle Kuzma, no sir, but James with a putback. Unbelievable. He timed the jump with a defender in front of him, still able to stretch out and throw it down. Early fourth, Pelicans down by 9. Williamson put him on the line as well. Strong performance from Williamson all night, but in the end, LeBron James and company, just too much. 5 minutes left, Lakers up 17. Schroeder misses, but James is out there lonely and knocking it down, and the Lakers just ran away with this when they win it 112-95, 21 for each of the star players. Here's James with Joyce Sedano.
We're here with LeBron James after a win against the Pelicans. LeBron, a little bit of a slow start tonight, but you guys put the clamps on defensively. Since that Spurs loss, you guys are only giving up 102 points per game. What has been the big difference on defense?
Just taking individual accountability, guarding your man first and then relying on help second. And then once, guys broken down because we're in the NBA, great NBA players every night. We have the ability to be able to help one another and fly around. So, stand in front of your guys, like I said, helping one another, then cleaning the glass defensively.
We're about 20% through the season, which sounds crazy. You guys have a whole new group here in a lot of ways, a bunch of different guys. What is your level of comfort and chemistry with this particular group right now through this point of the season?
20% through, like you just said. We're playing some good basketball. We want to continue to learn. Like you said, we got 5 new guys that's in our rotation. From that wasn't part of it last year. And Dennis the Menace, Trez, Big Mark, Wes, and also Taylor. Implementing our guys to our system and continue to build off that. But we're playing some good basketball right now. We want to continue that.
LeBron, your next game is on Monday, which is MLK Day against the Warriors. Obviously a day of remembrance, particularly with everything that's going on in the country right now over the last 10 days, heck, even over the last year. What can the NBA do, and even people around the country do, to magnify Dr. King's message?
Well, first of all, happy birthday to him. I believe he will be 92 years of age today if he was still here. But what he do for us every single day, his name and his words and his legacy still live on. So he's shining his light on us every day. As NBA players and as our league, we continue to voice what he was talking about. About equality. All races and all shapes and sizes, all colors coming together for the better of happiness and for the better of love, and continue to push forward. We understand that we are going to see hate. Hate is going to be a part of America, going to be a part of this world. But if we can have, more people that's in the love factor and not in the hate, then, we can continue to be better. It's all about passing it down, passing it forward to the next generation, the generation that comes after you, as he did, as he spoke. And as someone that's has a platform like myself, I will continue to live by a lot of his messages that he had going on back when he was alive.
LeBron, congratulations tonight, and thank you so much for always making time for us.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Guys, back to you.
All right, George, James and Williamson each led their teams with exactly 21 points Friday, which brings their combined total through 3 meetings to 180 points. Only 3 pairs of number 1 picks have scored more over their first 3 meetings in the common draft era, which dates back to 1966. They just went to another gear, ran away with it. How'd they do it?
Well, when you have a top-notch defense and you have LeBron in the locker room at halftime, you're like, guys, we got to take it to another level. I've been on teams, once we won a championship, there was no lead we felt like we couldn't come back from. And being that the Lakers are the champs, they're like, look, it's time to turn it up. We took a half off, let them get their confidence. But look, we got another gear. We're the champs. And they just press the button. That's what we used to call it. Let's press the button, guys. Let's show them what we're really about, because to go from down 15 to up 20 points, the Lakers know what they're doing.
Frank Vogel said early in the season, and the players said that they were going to have to kind of work this early in the season. No real training camp, no real off season. They were right back on the court after the championship run, and they had a lot of new pieces. But now it seems like it's all working together. How'd they put it together?
Well, the guys are buying in. The new guys, Schroeder, Morris is back, a veteran who was there last year, Montrezl Harrell. These guys, they want to win a championship. Those guys are hungry, and it's keeping the energy up when they go into their video meetings, when they have, breakfast at the hotel. Those guys are hungry, and it's keeping this team's energy up. So there's not going to be, I don't expect any Laker hangover, because now LeBron's minutes are down, AD's minutes are down. They got this added depth to where they can kind of cruise through the season but still win a lot of games and turn it up once the playoffs come.
James averaging about 32 minutes per night, which is low for him.
Yes.
And the Lakers now with 5 in a row. All right, we're going to talk Mavs Bucks in just a minute. First, Neil with the highlights.
Milwaukee. Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo hosting Dallas and Luka Doncic. Antetokounmpo 31, Doncic 28 and 13. The Bucks 112-109.
We'll show him bodies. He wasn't able to get easily to step back that he loves to do. We just made him pass the ball. It's hard. You got to be locked in for 48 minutes. But I think Drew, everybody behind Drew, did a great job, switching. And when he was going downhill, we were right there.
We played bad. I'm going to say that. I think we played bad. It wasn't our good game. But, we hang up there. We had a chance to go up in that situation. So I think we did some good things even on a bad night.
Great player, great sweatshirt. Entering Friday's game, the Bucks had outscored opponents by over 11 points per game and had played just one clutch time game. Their 3-point win over the Mavs is their first clutch time win of the season, becoming the last team in the league to win a game in clutch time this season. Clutch time is their new word.
All right, so they get the clutch time win. It's a close game, Paul. Mm-hmm. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is 1 for 10 from the free throw line. How much of a concern is that for you?
Well, that has to be a huge concern. And this was the concern last year about the Bucks and why people didn't pick them to go to the finals or win it last year, because down the stretch you have to wonder, could Giannis make free throws? Could he be that guy? And you see this year, this is their first clutch time win. And thanks to their defense down the stretch on Luka Doncic, and then Middleton coming up with some big threes. That was the biggest question. Who's going to be the closer for Milwaukee? Middleton showed that tonight. But we all know that the ball is going to be in their best player's hands. And can he deliver? And if you can't make free throws and you can't knock down shots, open shots or three-pointers, that's going to be a big concern come playoff time for your best player.
There he is working it out. 72% for his career, but his numbers have been dropping at the free throw line over the last 5 years. He's still an MVP-type player, though. Luka Doncic picked by a lot of critics NBA analysts as the MVP frontrunner this season. You still going with that?
Well, he's well on his way, as you see the numbers tonight. Close to averaging a triple-double. If he can get a few more wins toward the end of the year to where you got the Dallas Mavericks sitting in the top 4 position, then yes, because the numbers are going to be there for him. But to the victor goes the spoils. And we all know if you don't win a lot of games and you won't get that MVP trophy, it may end up in the hands of LeBron with the Lakers being in first place.
Yep. But we'll see. Doncic does a lot of things. Does a lot of things well.
Absolutely. He's fun to watch, man. I enjoy watching him every night. It's good to see Porzingis back also. He should give them a big lift.
Good to see you, too. It's the truth and nothing but the truth.
There's a restaurant next door to our studio here called Shaquille's or Shaquiles, as my wife put it. She's not a huge sports fan. Shaq's beloved by Laker Nation. Rings do that, so the restaurant a block from where the Lakers play makes sense. Now, James Harden opening a restaurant in Houston. That's a tougher one to swallow. The steakhouse is named 13, Harden's number with the Rockets. Except now he's wearing 13 for the Nets. 13, the Chop House, is scheduled to open this month. It's getting reviews already, and one comment reads, doesn't quite have that championship taste. Will 13 deliver?
After the bubble, after that loss, just wanted to reevaluate my career and the team and the direction that the organization was going. And, you know, as time went on and free agency and things like that started to go on, it was like, well, I felt like we didn't have a chance, you know. And so I think at the point in my career, it's not about money. It's not about anything else but having a chance at reaching the ultimate goal is to winning at the highest level.
From your post-game comments after the Lakers lost to what your teammates were saying about you as far as being disrespectful, it got pretty ugly at the end of your tenure in Houston. Is there any part of you that regrets the way that it ended?
I wasn't disrespectful to anyone. Those guys, I just got there, Houston. I've been there for a very long time. I've been through all the ups and downs, with that organization. And I wasn't disrespectful towards anyone. You know, I just made a comment. So there were some things I felt like out of my character, but the ultimate goal was to get somewhere, where I can compete. And here I am in Brooklyn. You know, I have nothing but love and respect for that organization, that city, and everything that they've done for me and my family. And it's not a guarantee that me coming to Brooklyn is, guaranteeing the title. But I think for me, giving myself a chance is very, very important. And I mean, you just look at this entire roster and it's built for any style of basketball you want. And then the coaching staff who, knows the game of basketball at a high level. You just add that all together and it's like, that's a legit chance right there. It was a no-brainer for me.
All right, so after all, we couldn't let Paul go without talking about this. Okay, so now you got James Harden added to a team with Kyrie Irving, we think, and Kevin Durant. All ball-dominant players.
Yeah.
Let's talk about on the court first. How's this going to work?
Well, it's going to have to be some type of sacrifice. Who's going to be able to not have the ball in their hands when they're used to having it in their hands most of the time? And if these players are true to themselves and they say to each other, we want to win a championship, then you're going to have to take the sacrifice, which means we're not going to see all these isolation plays that we're used to seeing from James Harden in Houston. We're not going to see Kyrie dribble the ball 24 seconds until he can get a shot. This is Durant's team. And everything has to go through Durant. And if they can understand that, this team has a great chance. But listen, who doesn't want this trio on the court? Because they have all the ingredients. And one of the main ingredients to win a championship is you have to have a top 5 player. If you look at it every year.
Yeah.
And they have 2 of them.
Okay, so you say it's Durant's team, okay?
That's Durant's team.
On the floor, okay? So now we get to the locker room, and these are some complex personalities that we have, all 3 of them. How does that work? Well, you said Steve Nash has the toughest job in North American pro sports?
Steve Nash has the toughest coaching job in sports because not only does he have to probably redesign his offense, he has to manage egos. He has to make sure everybody's happy. And now the pressure's on. Yeah. It's championship or bust in Brooklyn.
And it's his first year.
Hey,
as a coach.
It's his first year. And so that's why I feel like he has the toughest job because you got a guy with no coaching experience, coaching 2 of the top 5 players in the league. Kyrie is arguably top 10. And so there's a lot of pressure there in Brooklyn to win a championship.
If you had to guess right now, I put you on the spot, how far did they go?
I believe this team can get to the finals. There's no excuse. You got Durant. Wherever Durant goes, you have finals. You have finals on your mind. And then you add Harden. And you have Kyrie. This team can go to the finals.
All right. If they can keep it together.
If they can keep it together, they can sacrifice.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right now.
You got the truth.